Thanks for joining us for 5 on 5. I'm Joe Sullivan, pleased to be joined today by Angela Wilhelms. Angela is the president and CEO of Oregon Business and Industry. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
First question right off the bat, why are so many businesses leaving the state of Oregon?
Oh, gosh. Well, unfortunately, this is a reality that we're facing. And look, businesses have myriad reasons for why they choose to expand where they expand, or grow where they want to grow, or relocate and leave. What we're seeing, though, in Oregon is a manifestation of, unfortunately, years of policy that has created a business climate that really makes us anti-competitive compared to other states. We rank 48th in business friendliness. Our overall place as a top state for business has slipped from 17th to 28th in just a handful of years. We have data that backs this up from a tax burden increase, a regulatory burden. I can unpack more of those for you. But all of it really culminates in that we're just a less competitive place than we used to be to do business. And there's no reason for that. Oregon should be a place businesses want to move to, want to grow in, want to thrive in, and we can do better.
I think regulation has something to do with that, too. A recent study said that Oregon is the 7th most regulated state in the country. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't feel good about it. Our association advocates for businesses of all sizes, from all industries and in all parts of the state, and this is truly a statewide problem. Our foundation commissioned this study, which was done by a third-party group out of Maryland, and it wasn't really surprising, but was disappointing to see that we were 7th. And beyond that, just a couple of things from that report. Our pace of growth and regulations right now is about 5.6% growth per year. That means we're going to double the number of regulations we have by 2036. And every incremental increase in regulations, so let's just say 10% increase in regulations, that results in a 1% consumer price increase. It results in about 2.5 fewer jobs for small and medium-sized businesses because they have to put resources into compliance. And then we've got industries that are seeing rates that are 2 to 5 times more than national averages or other states. And so again, it all just fits into this picture of eroding competitiveness.
How about the folks in Salem, the state legislature? Can they help you all out?
They can. They need to acknowledge and accept that we have a problem. That's step one. They need to do no more harm. They need to stop piling on more regulations and restrictions. That's step 2. And step 3 is taking a look at some of the good economic development, pro-business, pro-community policies that we're putting forward, such as streamlining rulemaking processes, such as putting in the same types of incentives that other states have for, maybe thinking about carrots instead of sticks for businesses that want to grow here, stay here, come here, and create jobs. There's a raft of policy proposals they could consider. Unfortunately, we haven't seen many of those come through the legislature this year.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with part 2 of our 5 on 5. Stay with us. Welcome back to part 2 of our 5 on 5. Tell us about the coolest thing made in Oregon competition.
This is fun, and we like to do things at OBI that celebrate Oregon's manufacturers and makers and innovators, and the coolest thing is one of those. Anyone can go to our website, OregonBusinessIndustry.com, nominate their favorite product. It just has to be manufactured in Oregon. Food, clothing, you name it, as long as it's made in Oregon. And then a panel of judges pick 16 finalists, and they compete in a bracket-style tournament competition this fall. And ultimately, the public can vote online for the coolest thing made in Oregon.
Give me an example. What's a cool thing made in Oregon?
Well, last year's winner is an airplane made by Epic Aircraft in Bend, Oregon. It is a terribly cool airplane that starts as rolls of carbon fiber and through their manufacturing process ends up as these fabulous, high quality private airplanes for people. The year before that, it was Freres Engineered Wood Products for their cross-laminated timber and some of the innovation they're doing in some mass timber production that we're seeing now in buildings and things like that. So we've only had 2 winners so far. Those are the 2, and we're anxious to see who the 2025 winner is. Maybe it'll be someone from Southern Oregon.
Yeah, maybe, and that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, we have about a minute left. We've touched on a lot of things. Tell
Yeah.
us some things you'd like our viewers to know about.
Well, I would just encourage your viewers to visit our website, OregonBusinessIndustry.com. Again, not just to nominate their favorite or coolest thing, but to learn more about some of those policy proposals and the research that we're putting out there in support of Oregon's private sector. And really, I just want to say thank you to the business owners out there, small, medium, and large. What they're doing every day is what supports this economy, provides jobs, provides tax revenue, provides philanthropic money, and that's what makes our economy go round. And we have to do everything we can to support them. And so I want to thank them for what they're doing, and thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about our work.
My pleasure, and thanks for stopping by, Angela.
Of course.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back with more local news.